Alright guys, welcome to the Hamburger as well career mode in what hopefully is the first episode of many to come on this channel. We're diving straight into action with the pre-season tournament in which we unfortunately didn't pick up the best of results, and here you can see me listing some of the players. Now I do plan on having a big squad overall, and one of the key players that I'm going to sign is Max Meyer. Of course, he used to be an absolute wonder kid, big things were predicted for him, but he's really struggling at Crystal Palace, and as such I think it's more or less realistic to bring him back to Germany and give him a second chance. Of course, this is a road to glory, a road to redemption for Hamburger as well, and in that sense that is now twofold because we're also giving Max Meyer the chance to redeem himself. In similar fashion, sticking with former German wonder kids who have disappointed at bigger clubs, Mahmoud Dahoud. Now this deal was slightly harder to complete because, as you can see, Borussia Dortmund were just not interested in any of my players. So in the end I just decided to offer money. You can see me literally offering them every single player that I was willing to get rid of, which is pretty much anybody anyway. In the end we agreed a 13 million euro deal, which is only 1.5 million more than his value anyway, so I thought that was quite a good deal. Now these of course will be the two players that will really carry our team and that we're going to focus on developing this first season. Because of course this year with dynamic potential we have the possibility of, even though they haven't got the greatest potential anymore in the game, we can really boost them up and sort of give them a second chance at it. In this episode we'll also sign a third player who also sort of fits that profile. In the meantime you can see me setting up the training wheels. We're going to go 3 to Meyer and then 2 to Dahoud, and Dahoud will rotate with the player that we're going to sign later on in this episode. I'm not going to spoil that for you yet. We decided to give Meyer the number 10 shirt and make him captain simply because I feel he's going to be a really influential player and a key player to this project, if you like. You can see me listing players like Papadopoulos, and really we're already into our first game. It's against Darmstadt, of course. Recently we're in the Bundesliga, not too long ago actually. I think it might have been 2 seasons ago now that they were in the Bundesliga, so I was expecting a tough game. You can see my lineup over here. Now, still a lot of players in this lineup that are going to go. Realistically, we're not going to keep many other players. I really want to create our own Hamburger as our team, our own sort of side, to get a feel and a connection with them, those players, and really build something here. Sort of in the trend of what I've explained so far. Sticking with sort of low-key players that used to have a really big potential. I've sort of disappointed, and we're going to give them a second bite of the cherry. Now, I was expecting a tough game, but as you can see, or you will be able to see in a second, we got off to pretty much the perfect start. Lovely through ball from Harnik to Meyer, who finishes at the near post. And after just 2 minutes and 51 seconds, we're 1-0 up against Darmstadt. Perfect start. And I'm going to spoil something for you. Expect to see more like that from Max Meyer. He's going to be an absolute gem of a player in this career mode save. I absolutely love him. He's so agile, he's so skillful. His shooting stats aren't the greatest yet, as you can see there. He just blazes the ball over the top of the target. You can see just how silky he is on the ball, and how good his passing is as well. You can see him here creating an opportunity just wide of the post. We were creating so many opportunities in this game. I was quite surprised. You wouldn't have been able to see in this game, but you will see, I think, in the next game that we're playing on world-class difficulty. Now, what I've found so far on world-class difficulty is that I create a lot of chances, and that it sort of depends on the game whether I take them or whether I struggle because I miss a lot of them. I think defensively we're all right, but not great. As you can see, Max Meyer smacking another ball onto the post. He's an absolutely great player, but as you can see, we were having so many chances in this first half, we simply could not get the second. You can see, I think, another one where we just had a bit of a drag back show with Max Meyer, and something like incredible save from the goalkeeper. However, even in the second half, we're just continuing on, piling on the pressure on Darmstadt. I'm being absolutely just convinced that eventually they'll give in. A bit of a bad pass there, but we win it back. We find Max Meyer, who I think, will shoot balls deflected and we get a lucky tap in with my CDM, who I didn't really know He's actually been quite a good player. I actually kind of liked him. Hinterseer was our second striker because Harnik, on loan from Werder Bremen, is my first choice. I've absolutely loved him so far as well. And in the 84th minute, we get the ball through to Max Meyer, get his second goal, absolute dream debut for him, and we're cruising to victory in our first game. Was expecting a tough game, turned out to be quite easy. Get straight on to the next game. As you can see, we're playing on world class difficulty. We're playing as Nuremberg, who this season will be amongst the teams that are also going to be near the top of the table and are going to give us a run for our money. But straight away, again, dream start. 10 minutes into game this time. Meyer with another lovely drag back. Of course, this is FIFA 20, so you're going to see a lot of drag backs, even against the CPU, and a lovely finesse into the far corner. However, do not think that the world-class CPU doesn't have a chance against me. They definitely do, especially if they take a chance there. They are sloppy. They unfortunately for them, give it away and don't take their chances. We then find Meyer, who's going to find the Hood. With a lovely bit of vision, finds Harnik, and that's the sort of finish that you're going to see Harnik performing more often. He has such a powerful shot. It's unreal. Unfortunately, not the greatest of pickups in Kramer because, well, for one, he's on loan, and secondly, of course, he's 32, so his stats do decrease. But as a player on this game, I actually have really enjoyed using him. Another chance here for Nuremberg. We're going to whack it in, but our right back safely heads it across the goal, over the goal for a corner. We have another opportunity here, bombing forward again. It's a through ball to Virgil Misajan. For any Rome Faith fans out there, you will still remember him. And this is a massive opportunity for them that goes back. Even on the rebound, they can't force it in. And that really convinced me that we were going to get this victory. And indeed, I think you'll see here us wrapping up with a lovely back heel into Meyer. And gets his second goal, makes it 3-0, wraps up the game. Now, as you'll be able to see here, of course, that was an absolutely great performance from Meyer, and each press conference I am going to show every now and then just to sort of make the career a little bit more interesting and a little bit more engaging, I suppose. Of course, most of the questions do sort of get repetitive, and I do feel it's a bit too easy to keep the morale of the team really high, but, well, it's a new feature in career mode anyway. I think as a career mode fan, we're just going to have to take whatever EA actually are willing to give us, because, well, we're not spoiled for choice. I think what you'll see now is the other player that we're going to see. Indeed. So the third player we're going to sign is Benjamin Henrichs. Again, similarly to Meyer, big things were predicted from him by Leverkusen. He moved to AS Monaco, and really quite counterintuitively, he hasn't done too great at Monaco. Of course, Monaco are known for developing youngsters, but I suppose like Tielemans, he hasn't really been able to fit in. Hasn't done too great, so he decides to again bring him back to Germany and give him a second bite of cherry. Now, the deal for him was quite simple in the end, and he doesn't have too high wages, so we were able to wrap that up quite simply. He's going to be my first show right back, which means obviously I'm going to put him in now instead of Judziak, who will, once Nari sells, move on to the right wing position, and we'll give him the number 2 shirt. So that's our third signing. I don't want to make too many signings because I want to make sure that the signings we make are of great quality, as opposed to making a lot of signings. Quality over quantity. Now, we also had a cup game against Bayern Munich's second team. Took us a while to score, to be fair. Martin Harnik getting the first goal. But really, we created a lot of chances. This is one that I just wanted to show you. Look at that. So unfortunate to hit the post there, Max Meyer. But we were creating a lot of opportunities, and really this was quite easy. Of course, Bayern Munich's second team in the third league, so a league below us. Our team is probably the best, or one of the best in the second Bundesliga, so it was always going to be quite straightforward if we played our game. We get a penalty with the Hood, who just about gets it in. Was quite nervy, but once we scored at 2-0, the game really was wrapped up. And then Harnik decided to just absolutely bang on again. Again, that's just his shot power. He's so good at finishing because he just has a really powerful shot. And in fact, I think you're going to see him get a second here as well. Now, as you can see, quite straightforward opportunity, just able to run through. But again, shot power near post, which is quite overpowered anyway on this game. Gets his second. And then I thought the game was over, but No, we were actually able to get a 5th. Nari will play the ball in, and there's Hinterseer, who is our second striker, who gets a nice little goal. I think you'll be pleased with that. As you can see, and like I've said before, we will rotate between Henrichs and the Hood as partners for Meyer in training to develop them as much as possible. I'm hoping to get them to sort of an 83, 84, 85 overall by the end, so that when we get to the Bundesliga, they can really carry the team over there as well. Right? We're trying to transition or carry across that dominance into the Bundesliga, so we can maybe push for, you know, a mid-table Europa League spot come that time. But we must not get ahead of ourselves. First, we must make sure we beat Bochum. 5 minutes into the game, Harnik turns, pass the ball into Maya. Another drag back, another lovely shot, unfortunately cannoning off the bar. We get another opportunity here, find the CDM, we've been quite impressed with. Again, the Hood will drag back again and smack the post. Now I was quite gutted with missing a chance, but pretty much straight away we play it back in into Harnik, who just uses his shot power again, near post, top of the net, 1-0. However, again, like I've said before, although it may seem easy, we definitely are not finding it easy to win all these games. The opposition do have opportunities, and really, my goalkeeper has been quite impressive at times. I think next, really, we must try to address either the right wing position or the centre-back areas, because those are the ones that sort of let me down, as illustrated there with a lovely worked goal, to be fair, from Bochum. Absolutely lovely worked team goal. And then here you can see me messing up with the Hood. They are through. I get a bit frustrated, which does happen. I take the striker out with Van Drona, and to my surprise, to be fair, I get a red card. Now, I get he was almost through on goal. I didn't think it was a particularly harsh challenge, but we get sent off. Now, I was expecting at that time to be in for a really tough match and to be able to, at best, scrape a draw out of this. But this team keeps surprising me at how well they play. Kittel, who is the left wing, is really pacey and quite impressive actually. Finds Meyer on the counter attack. Lovely goal, lovely finesse, 2-1. Now, Bochum were not giving up though. They were still piling on the pressure. Getting opportunities like these, but they just take a sloppy shot. I feel if they worked out a bit better, they might have been able to sweat that across for an easy tap in, but they didn't. Eventually we intercept with Everton, find the Hood, Harnik into Meyer, and we get Henrichs through on goal. Now I was hoping that Henrichs had a little bit more stamina. As you can see, he's really running out, so decides to take the shot, and he just blazes it over. Was to be expected. To be fair, we get another crucial victory with 10 men, which was so very vital, because we want to get off to a good start. We want to push for those promotion places. Of course, in Bundesliga 2, the top two teams get promoted automatically, and the third top team plays a playoff against the Bundesliga side that finish, I think, in 16th. So we want to make sure we're in those top two spots and realistically win the title. Having said that, we get into another match against Karlsruhe FC, and again, early on, we're showing promising signs. Kittel's in behind, he tries to spread it across, can't quite do it, but he will follow that up, fight for the ball, pass it into the Hood. The Hood is going to shoot, and it's just wide. Now, the Hood has actually been surprisingly quite good at shooting. I've decided to focus on his defensive and passing skills because he's going to play more of a CDM role. The shooting has actually been alright. Meyer there, also just dragging his finesse short wide. And Karlsruhe were not shy to get on the attack themselves. They're in here with Lawrence. Lawrence, I think, is going to cross that in, and we just about clear it. And this is what I've been able to find with Hamburger. They're so good at passing and moving and creating space on the counter. Another great opportunity there for Karlsruhe. They weren't able to take it. We go up the other side. We pass it across. I was hoping someone would be able to tap it in, but we actually followed up. The Hood turns. I'm not quite sure how that goes. It seems to go straight down the middle of the goal, so I feel the goalkeeper should have really got that. But we're going to take that any day of the week because it was a vital goal. Again, quite a tough fixture. It might not seem like it, but we actually are finding the opposition inside the is quite competitive and quite tough. They get a free kick here, whack it in. The ball's headed away, but not properly, and they actually hit the post. We get away there. and live to die another day. We find Meyer on the edge of the box. He dribbles into the box, cuts back, shoots. I really thought that was in, but he just about gets over. So it's still only 1-0. It's still squeaky bum time, but we then find Meyer through, who first time shoots into the far corner, 2-0. That was a game wrapped up, and I feel Karlsruhe did sort of throw the towel at that stage as Meyer goes inside again. A lovely finesse, top corner, 3-0. And another lovely goal from May, who has been so very vital to our success so far. However, Karlsruhe, to be fair, I did say they threw the towel, but to be fair to them, they actually get a consolation goal in the 87th minute. But as you'll be able to see now, we did hang on for the win, and we did get another 3 points. So that's maximum points from our opening couple of games. We sit top, we're comfortable, and so far, so good. Do let me know, please, in the comments below, any tips you have, any transfer suggestions. I will make one more big signing later on, after the transfer deadline has actually closed, but nonetheless, we will make sure we have some money left in the bank to make some signings. So do let me know some suggestions of that below. Let me know what you thought of the video. Please, if you enjoyed the video, do consider subscribing, and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.